Right. This question is named sorting a tree-valued sequence. And the problem is that it gives you the number of the numbers that are following, and then it asks you to, by just swapping two numbers, and make it sorted. The numbers are only 1, 2, or 3. Numbers are only 1, 2, and 3, and they should be changed in a way that be in a increasing sequence. So, and first we have the n as a number of the following numbers, a array of numbers, and number range are between 1, 2, and 3. And 1 should comes first, 2 second, and 3 is at last. So what we know is that we should bring all the one to the first, right? Right. So we can so we know, but by knowing how many 1 do we have, what are the locations for 1 and 2s and 3s. So at first, we know that the by assigning a variable named c1 to the number of 1s, c2 to the number of 2s, we know that 1s should come between 0 until c1, and 2s should come from c1 until c1 plus c2, and the rest is for 3s. So what we do is that we swap the numbers, and that 1s comes between 0 and c1. So this is the program I wrote that works for that. First, I get the n as the numbers that are followed that we have to sort, and then I get each number and I put them in an array named a. Once I'm getting the numbers, I check the number of numbers that are 1 and the number of numbers that are 2. I store them in variables c1 and c2. Then those ones that are in the range 0 till c1, they're in a good position, so I don't need to be worried about them. So I'm trying to find the number of 1s that are between c1 and the end of the array. So once I find the number 1 in that range, so there is at least one location between 0 until c1 that is not 1. It's something 2 or 3, right? So I try to find them, and then I swap the numbers in a way that all the ones that are not in their own range go at the first of the array. Then I do the same thing for the 2s. So 2 also go to their position, and then because all 1s are at their location and 2s at their own location, so we are sure that all 3s are also at the last of the array. So in this way, the numbers are sorted. Now we can try to see, and I also store the number of times that I swapping two numbers by count, and then at the end I just need to print it out. Okay. Here's the example of the USACO itself. Oops. And then it returns 4 as a number of changes that have to be made. Here, for example, if we first read 9 and then we check how many 1s and 2s do we have until the end. From here we have 2, 2, and then 1, 1, and then 3, and so forth. So in totally we have 2 1s, 3, 2, and the rest is 3. So all I have to do is to I start from here at the second position, and when I find the 1, I swap it with the 2s. And then I do the same thing with the 2 and 3. And this way the problem is solved.